All right, we are live. We are going to be hopping in to some Pokemon Clockwork. Here we go. All right, so a couple things have happened. Let's see. We've got some. Well, hello, insert very clever user. How are you doing today? What is up, Grid? That clock is ticking indeed. So, we have had some developments. We are up to now, I believe, 61 followers. With a week ago, we had Lil Clutch 2 following, then It's Trippy Flow, then Finesse MG, then Cal Busty, then GSO Bossman followed, and Little 17 Hose followed, all off stream, and that is awesome. You're doing good. How about me? I am doing great. We had my youngest's birthday party today. She turned 4, and she enjoyed getting presents and things like that and seeing people. But she is a very reserved kind of kiddo, and so she kind of looked at everything like this. And it was hilarious. She would open up presents and pull out, like, someone got her a dress, and she'd just go, It was so good. Yes, Grid, it is good growth. Yeah. My wife does a great job with planning parties. We tend not to, it's hard to plan our youngest party because it's in March, and it just creeps up real fast because you have Christmas, then you have New Year's, and you have Valentine's Day, and then we get right into her party. So it kind of creeps up on us pretty quick. But she's pretty lucky to have a cousin that has the same birthday. So we kind of helps keep my sister and I on our toes when it comes to planning their parties. But yeah. Anyway, I'm doing great. I've had a pretty good day. Took a little snooze before dinner. We had some abelardos, had myself a chicken torta, and it was dripping with queso, and it was delicious. And had myself a fried taco, too. Oh, so good. So good. Yes, it was a very good choice. Oh, all right. Oh, there we go. All right, we are in Lestelle Town. We got to figure out what we're going to do here. Because I forgot. Oh, we ran through this cave before. Yes, we ran through this cave. And we got everything coming back. Yes. Team check. Oh, great idea, Grid. Team check is a great idea. Let's see. We've got Sheldon up to level 47. Oh, man. When Sheldon hits that 50, he's going to be a beast. Wilma's up to 30. She is on our next go-around with the EXP share. After Regina, of course. PK Thunder is up at level 41. Wildfire's 41. Dreadwood's level 40. Finally got that little guy up there. Regina is up to level 37. When she gets to level 40, we're going to give Wilma the EXP share. Just show her some love. She needs a little bit of love, I think. But there is no gym in this town. We did have to go inside this kind of spooky cave. So it was lots of rock type Pokemon, which is great. But yeah, I may come back and do some training tomorrow. I don't know. Does Dreadwood have special rules? I'm Googling that now. It would help if I put down his actual name. I put down his nickname. What is his actual name? Oh my gosh, I'm just so used to not doing that. Oh, and of course it doesn't actually say it in here. Nuzleaf, there it is. I did do a chronicle. Yeah, okay. Nuzleaf. To go into Shiftry. Yeah, Leafstone. And we haven't gotten one of those yet. But Shiftry. Yeah, Shiftry looks so good. So good. All right, let's hop back into it. All right. Let's see. That was a burp? I didn't burp. Did I burp? I don't remember burping. I did like a really kind of like long drawn out kind of like swallowing sound. Did I burp? If I did, I apologize. I don't want to burp on, you know, through the microphone. That'd be gross. So I've already went there. She won't let me in there. That door is locked. I believe I need to go. Oh no! It was like you ever get the thing where like when you're swallowing your spit and it just like your esophagus just doesn't cooperate with you. It was like one of those. It's like if you like they say you can't swallow like a certain amount of times in a row. Like if you try to swallow 3 or 4 times in a row, it gets like significantly more difficult each time you do it. And I don't know, like I hadn't hit that threshold, if a threshold like that was to be met. Oh, the Snorlax. That's what I have to do. I have to use the Pokeflute. That Snorlax is getting on my nerves. Even my fighting type Pokemon aren't strong enough to wake it up. Yeah, they have sleeping Snorlax in this. And look at him. Look at his little sprite. He's so cute. Like, look at that little guy. I love, like, he looks very particularly bulbous in his belly. He looks very round. Snorlax is pretty cool. Gotta see the Batman. Yeah, it's just gonna be tough trying to get out of the house now with a blizzard happening. But yeah. So this girl, Lily, was a jerk to those older ladies in front of that cave and everything. She was not friendly. Like, as a rival, she is not very nice. Look at her. Well, go on then. I imagine it's playing a song. Maybe? Maybe? Well, it didn't freeze, because that guy's still going. Let's, Ah, okay. It must have been a particularly long song, because I have the music for this game turned all the way down and muted because of, like, sounds and stuff will go through, but the music got me copyright flagged. So, alright. Ooh, and he's all 40. I think a bite will be okay. Just a little nibble. Dude, I want to catch him just as much as you do. Because one, he's just like a giant HP reserve. And, you know, combine a Snorlax with a Hyper Beam, you're gonna do some damage. Now, hopefully he just doesn't fall asleep. That's my biggest thing. He does. Like, if you want something that does a lot of good, like, strong, normal type attacks, Snorlax is your guy. Yeah, so I got this in this last one. I got a ghost gem, which strengthens the power of a ghost type move only once. So I don't know if that means that it's only used once per fight, or if it is a single use item. Ghost type moves are pretty cool. Oof. Man, level 40 is kind of... Yeah, I know. But I only have one. I knew it would probably work, but I only had one. I wanted to, I like having at least one of each. Sleeping Pokemon. Snorlax's typical day consists of nothing more than eating and sleeping. It is such a docile Pokemon that there are children who will use its big belly as a place to play. We've got to come up with a great nickname for Snorlax. It's a male Snorlax. It is so thematically appropriate for Snorlax. It is. So a good Snorlax nickname. Fat Gum. I am a good napper. Oh, we should call him Fat Gum. Fat Gum. Like that. What do you think? But yes, I am a pretty good napper. Fat Gum is so good. Fat Gum is slept on. Like, more snacks. Oh, dude, that's good. That is good. More snacks. That's good. I like it. I think I'm going to choose more snacks. You know, not so My Hero theme, but very more on brand for Snorlax. Great. Now get out of my way. I've already wasted so much time. She's so mean. She is not a nice person. Oh, I got some leftovers. Have a great day. Prevent you from going anywhere else freely for a while. Are you sure you want to head there now? Huh. Yes. Yes. What are you doing out here? You're supposed to be in school. Yeah, don't try to trick me, kid. I know you're kind. Skipping isn't tolerated here in Ethereum City. Come with me. Fat Gum is sometimes a great character. Cool quirk, lots of good story involvement, and he ties in with my number 2, or with my number 2 heroic characters, Kirishima. Yeah. Typical cop. Yeah, I know, you're kind. But yeah, Fat Gum is so cool. Like, because it's a strength and durability type of quirk. Ether. You're prepared for the day. Let's head up to my office. I see. So you're not actually a student here, huh? What should I do about that at this time, since I'm not in charge of security in Ethereum City? If I told them that you aren't supposed to be here, they wouldn't believe me. They wouldn't believe a principal? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, that's cool. You actually get like a costume change. Like, it's not like a disguise where your character is like a different sprite. They actually gave him a different costume. Like, they just changed his sprite. That's actually really interesting. Ultra. We have a new... His name is Yoki. Such a weird, like, anime or movie kind of plot. Like, well, we can't figure out how to get you out of this situation in a really smooth way, so we just might as well keep you here. If you'd like a tour of the school after class, I'd be happy to show you around. Oh, seat next to the window. That definitely means a main character. Name's Jin. Couldn't help but realize that I haven't seen you around here before. You said you were from Cherokee Town, huh? That's awesome. My grandparents actually live there. You seem like a pretty cool dude, so I thought we'd make for some good friends. That guy in front of you is Koji, but he doesn't really talk that much during class. He's more of the bookworm type. The chick behind me is Hannah. She's kind of prude, but she's still cool, I guess. Yes, I am the PC. But, like, look at it. Okay, you can't do, like, the anime rule where you look at the character's hair and figure out who is the main character. Because all of them have, like, really interesting, different hair. Defeated. Unnecessary. Oh, man. That was a sharp bell. Jeez. Yoki Ameki. Introduced myself to Yoki earlier. We're already best friends. This could almost be how this game starts. Like, you're the new kid in school. That could be an interesting take. Like start it almost like an anime. New kid in school. Oh, man. Who would I like to be my tour guide? Let's see. Jin was the kid who talked to me. Yeah, Hannah is the... Hannah for the setup for like love interest, maybe. She's obviously romanceable. Yeah. I played every BioWare game. Oh, and you can't even run in school. That's hilarious. Right now, everyone is free to do as they please as long as they stay on school property. Just make sure you return to your classroom when the bell rings. Oh, that's right. We are allowed to speed walk. Oh, I can speed walk now. Oh, so I can still run. Proteins means I probably got a couple of them. I just broke up with my girl after finding out. Oh, that's awful. That's so bad. Oh my gosh. That is really, really bad. Good looking maid this time. Man, they really did a good job at making kids kind of jerks. Yeah, it is, but like, it's pretty accurate to how kids can be, which is awful, but like accurate. It's almost one of those things where, like, yeah, objective. I don't know, like it really. It's awful, but it's accurate, almost, you know? Like, obviously, maybe that character is meant to be someone, not to be liked, so they have them say and do things that are, questionable, to say the least. These are questions that need to be answered. I love some of these interactions sometimes. They're so good. And it doesn't exist. I think it's so much fun. Huh. I don't think I can actually sign out books. And it doesn't seem to be anything in here. Okay. What's this? Purple flowers are my favorite. There are a whole bunch of them out in the courtyard. We tried an onigiri. I wonder who came up with the recipe. Helps me with my math homework. Ooh. Did you see that new transfer student? What's up with his pink hair? It's so stupid looking. That's actually hilarious. Oh, okay. I should send her a love letter after school. Oh, very neat. Very cute. Them being kind of jerks about a new kid is actually hilarious. And skipping school one of these days so that we can head over to the internet cafe. Well, I want to look. I think gin is hotter. So hot. Did you hear? John asked Stacy out and she said no. That's the 19th time this week. Okay. Looked at all those things. It's another classroom. Doing a pretty good job on this little... Could you wait until I find them before you pass by here? They did a pretty good job making this little school kind of seem like you could explore quite a bit of it. Oh, wow. There's a lot. Jeez. Oh, they were all... And Jin almost looked directly at me. Oh, yeah? While I was walking on the hall last week, and he accidentally held the door open for me. Truth, I asked him out yesterday, and he didn't even tell me to leave him alone this time. Cafeteria? Maybe you could sit beside me during lunch sometime. Ooh. Learning about space. Tim, nice to meet you. My mom packed me a bento box. I have a pop quiz next period, so I'm attempting to study. Can I talk to any of these lunch ladies? Are you talking about the Cthulhu one that you ordered? Because this seems pretty interesting. I'd be down to play. Interrupting teachers. Miss Double isn't giving us an exam at the end of the year. Every class has an exam. Okay, so we did that. Is it my class this morning? Nice to meet you. It's called Delta Green, and it's about a para-government agency that investigates supernatural occurrences. It's heavily based in Call of Cthulhu, one of my favorite RPGs. Yeah, sounds cool. I'd be down to play. I kind of like that mystery horror stuff. Oh no, I want to keep looking around. Teacher's Lounge. Sweet. I'd be excited to play. I've done is it called OG horror or something? I've done that before. I've done it was a one shot before. It was pretty fun. UK video. That seems like a pretty good group. Maybe we could have some fun. OGL horror. Yes, that's what it was. Thank you. Oh, that's kind of fun. A school kitchen. Are there any people in here? Yeah, I did a one shot in OGL horror. It was a lot of fun. Oh gosh, my character was he was an athlete who got in a horrible accident. So he was like a star football player. Yes, Eli's the one who ran it, but it wasn't in the same game that you were in because it was just me and I think 2 or 3 other people. And I played an athlete like a football player who ended up getting into an accident, like a car accident or something. No, I was in an accident. It was like in-game, like in a football game, and it ended up oh, that's cool. Krampus theme one. I was a football player who got hurt on the field, and when I got hurt on the field, it severed his spine, so he couldn't play anymore. And so that was kind of like part of his whole kind of twisting some of his attitude, shaping his personality, that kind of stuff. But a Krampus theme game would be really fun. Looks like we have to go up to the rooftop. Could you take down some boxes to the storage room? They're a little heavy for my old bones. Can you leave me alone? Are you the plug? Oh my gosh. Jeez. I mean, it's not out of the ordinary for like a high school area to have that kind of stuff, but it's so weird. I guess, you know, this game isn't, this fan make of the game isn't isn't for kids. Gotta go to the courtyard. My boyfriend just... Do you want to go out? Oh my gosh. I was giving this guy my paper and he sent me to the office. I like how there are different different kids. Like there are kids who, you know, are making good choices. There are kids who are obviously making poor choices. Was built around the birthplace of the mythical Pokemon Celebi. We have endless books in our library about it, but none of them give you nearly as much information as this statue here. This statue was created a long time before anything else here was made. It tells the story of the Pokemon said to be the guardian of the forest. Celebi has been protecting this land for what seems to be an endless amount of years, but I've always wondered. The wild Pokemon here seem to have taken quite the liking to this place as well. I can't say that I blame them either. If only I could meet Celebi with my own eyes, even if it's just for a moment, that would be enough for me. I feel like it's been through a lot of pain. Perhaps the reason why it protects this land is so that it stays the same as it was in the past. The sadness that loss brings can be heavy on someone who has no one to go to. Poor thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have babbled on for so long. Well, that was rather kind of sweet. Into darkness. What? How ominous. Welcome to the school into darkness. Oh, there's the bell. Oof, such a horrible bell noise. Type matchups. Oh, Mackie is not very nice. We could go to the internet cafe on the other side of the city during the weekend. It's pretty awesome. The girls that work there are all super cute and get some pretty cool prizes. Dressmates. Oh my gosh. Not a pleasant sound. Finally, school's over. I don't know how much longer I would have been able to handle that. Kind of sad it's over. I feel like I didn't learn enough today. Wow, wow. Sure, they're real interesting. Sure. Oh no. Oh no. Who would you like to live with while you're in Ethereum City? Let's say Jin to make it not awkward having a new boy that coming to town and live at a girl's house. I think that would be weird. So we're gonna go with Jin. Ooh, we need to go to that floor that had the kiddo with the glasses. Oh, no. There it is. We gotta go up a level, I believe. Or is it down? Down a level. Oh. Okay. Not gonna lie, the school is kind of confusing to walk through, but it worked. Kitchen and living room, and I step back here from here as well. When we head upstairs, you'll see 3 rooms. One is for me, the other one is for you. The third room is where Hannah usually helps you study. There's also a door up there that leads to the washroom where you need to shower and whatnot. I'll take you upstairs to show you around, though. So your room is actually right beside my room, so if you need anything, then you can just let me know. Don't worry, be shy. We're both guys here. Night, night. Okay, there's nothing in there. Sure. You got that just... Yes, you did. You said the bonus content wasn't all that worth it, but he seems to be having a good time. Ooh, let's see if we can fish. Oh, we can't use that here? That's cool. So is it like a park builder kind of a game? Like a park builder simulator with dinosaurs? Oh, I have to head to bed. That's fun. Games like that are always pretty fun. Ah, okay. Cool. When I was a kid, I always wished I could have games like that. Like, I wished I had a computer growing up so I could play some of those, like, tycoon games. I played a couple of early Sims games. We used to have, and so my grandma, on my dad's side, had a old computer that had those like 4.5-inch floppies, the floppies that were like this big, and it had Sim City on it, and we could play it. It's like all old DOS games. It was awesome. I'll have to go to the library at some point in the day. Better school. Here we go. First Pokemon soon, so I feel like we have a better understanding on that subject. It's interesting that they make it like you become a Pokemon trainer at 18 in this game, like after high school, than just doing it like when you're 10 in the original games. That's interesting. I kind of like it that better. I really do kind of like that better. Fourth column. Oh, that's supposed to say fourth column of this bookshelf over here. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's a... Oh, that's weird. That startled me with how ridiculous that was. Wow. Yeah, it's super common in anime, and even like we see it in American comic books too, in media. The whole idea of child soldiers is, I don't know, because it's from the perspective of a kid. Because like when you're a kid, you want to be a hero, you want to be able to do all these cool things, but really what you're doing is contributing to that ideal that the kid has to be the one to take care of the problem, or that kid has to be the one that saves the world. But like, no kid should have to shoulder responsibilities that big. No kid should have to shoulder responsibilities anywhere near that size. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, at least with Mighty Morphin, they showed them in high school. But to me, it always felt like they were more out of school than in school, but they were still high schoolers. It's kind of like Saved by the Bell as Power Rangers. Like, some of the stuff that kids do in media is always so far-fetched and ridiculous, and it's hard not to emulate those things, and at least emulate that thought process of, oh well, I can do that because it's common enough for them. Like, they wouldn't make a show centered around it if it wasn't something that kids did anyway. We didn't have Adult Orange Soul Lightspeed Rescue. See, that's kind of a big deal. I don't know. Top tier emergency responder. Like, it was like a legitimate profession. It's interesting how things like that kind of, you start changing your perspective on those things as you get older. Because like when I was a kid, I was like, well, it's cool because there are problems that kids run into that adults either don't care about, or don't care to listen for, or just want kids to take care of on their own anyway. So, like, to put it in that perspective of kids, lets kids solve problems. Oh, that's interesting. person in school other than me that I've actually talked to. But I do like having the trainer in this be like an adult or older anyway. I feel like you can have a little bit more flexibility in the storylines. Like, of course, they use, adult language and things like that. But it lets you kind of encounter problems that adults should encounter. Not to say that kids don't encounter those things. But it's nice to be able to see that because, like, these games are, yes, catered to kids, but still beloved by adults. And it would be nice to maybe have some more adult-centric things to do. Oh, your meme. Oh, no. Your question. I haven't seen the newest, the Batman, so I don't know. See, he's a little unseasoned in his fighting. Keaton would probably be the first to have to be taken out. I would say probably Affleck or Pattinson would probably be the better Batman in terms of hand-to-hand fighting. Not because of the joke you use, because Bale uses his elbows. Just because, like, Affleck's Batman has been Batman for like 30 years. So he's had way more fight experience than Bale's Batman or Pattinson's Batman. Pattinson, he's like, what, year 2 of Batman? And technically Christian Bale's Batman is only like 3 years of Batman. Like, in all of the Nolan Batman movies, it's what, like, The Dark Knight takes place like 6 months to a year after the first movie. And then it is a little bit later, probably not more than a couple of years later at most, that we see Bruce Wayne kind of atrophy between The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, it's a year between Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. So he's got under a decade of Batmaning, but we know that Affleck's Batman had been, let's say it's like 8 years or something. Yeah, it's some arbitrary number, like something to where like it really didn't make sense for Batman to be kind of as pointless as he was. But I will say that probably Affleck, just because he maintained his size in strength, just in utter strength, because we see him work out and he is still like, it still seems that he is at his strongest. And he is able to do not only the combat, but able to take the hits too. Google says it's 8 years. Even then, so that's under a decade. That's a decade of Batmaning that Bale has. And then the Affleck Batman has been in Gotham for a couple decades. So he's got way more fight experience. He's the oldest Batman of them, but really Batman's prime fighting is all like he fights Clark in a suit and like he is bleeding from the face, like he is hurt, and then goes and hands a bunch of dudes their butts. And yeah, but like, and he does it in clever ways too. It's not just close combat. It's we get to see him use like theatrical kind of movements too with his fighting. So the whole blowing up of the floor, jumping through it, and then doing these giant moves that just you can feel how strong he is as Batman. Yes. Yeah, so Bale probably, honestly, if you think about it, yeah, saying that 8 years of Bale not being Batman, that means technically Bale probably has the least Batman experience out of any of them. Because in the Michael Keaton Batman, the first one, Batman 89, he had been Batman for a while by the time he takes out Jack Nicholson. And then there's time that goes by. And then in Batman Returns, there's even more time that goes by. So it's not like... Yeah, Bale might have the least Batman experience. That's wild. And wow. That's so weird to think about it. If it's a year between Batman and Dark Knight, that means Bale is Batman for a year before he's forced to retire. 2 years prior to the events of the Batman. Yeah. That means... Christian Bale's Batman has had the least time as Batman. That's wild. That is so wild. Yeah. It doesn't seem right, but I think it is. Jamie, I'm sitting right here. That's wild. I guess that's what Nolan gets. So, okay. I haven't seen it, so I can't make any judgments. But there are people online saying that this Batman is greater than the Dark Knight, which the Dark Knight has its merits. Like, I enjoy the Dark Knight for what it is. I think it's a little overhyped. The thing is that in the Dark Knight, the most interesting thing about that movie isn't Batman. The most interesting thing about that movie is Maggie Gyllenhaal, Heath Ledger. And Crow syndrome. What is Crow syndrome? Like Scarecrow? Gary Oldman. Honestly, I liked Gary Oldman before he was commissioner. Like, I like Bale's performance as Bruce Wayne in Batman Begins. I think that is where he is at his best acting. I think is where the fights are the best. I think the story there is solid. I don't think that should have been the first story that they should have told. Like, having him fight the League of Shadows in his first outing gets praised in elevation because next. Okay, I get what you mean now. The Crow, yes, okay. So I think, honestly, they should have waited to have the League of Shadows storyline for the end. If they would have had, they didn't necessarily need to have Joker in the first movie or anything. Keep Crow in the first movie, Scarecrow. Have it Scarecrow and Mob Boss's first movie. Give him a super villain, a Scarecrow, something that could be easily toned down to make more realistic, and then just make the mob the other kind of part of that as like the muscle. Second movie, they sort of did that with tying Bane into the League and using Talia. Yeah, but it wasn't like it to me. Using Talia as an obvious ruse, it was so obvious, and it was one of those things. It shows how weak of a detective Nolan made that Batman, made that Bruce Wayne. Also, how ridiculous it was that I accept that Bane handily whooped that Batman's butt in that movie, because he is years without fighting. He winged it. He just says, "I always come up with a plan," or I always end up making it. Bane was the better fighter. He was in better shape. Was coming off of like essentially wins of taking out Bruce Wayne and Batman. And then Batman doing push-ups in a hole to fix his broken back. Yes, he was more prepared. But when they were fighting in the street, in the daylight, that Bruce Wayne isn't any more prepared, really, than what he was 24 hours. You think darkness is your ally? I was born in it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. But no, like, I really, really think they should have used Bane for the second movie, but have Bane be, like, have Batman get his back cracked. Love that the little bit of dialogue, but the voice kills it, yeah. They should have had Batman get broken in the second movie and not come back until the third movie. Like, make it known that the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises were movies with a to be continued in the middle, and have that second movie with Batman getting his back broken by Bane as a message from the League, because the League didn't like what he was doing in Gotham, and then they send Bane in the second movie. I think that would have been better. You think Gotham Knights? Yeah, probably. I mean, I want to play as Dick Grayson. Nightwing is one of my favorite DC characters, non-powered DC characters, and he is probably my favorite of the Bat family. Although I do like Edge Out and Plays Red Hood. That doesn't sound like you at all. But I also like Batwing, Fox's kid. Because I like him and everyone I know played with Nightwing. Yeah. I like Luke Fox, though. Yes, Luke, yes. I had to confirm, because I was like, it's not... I kept just getting Lucius Fox in my head. I couldn't get anything else. And is Luke the Batman in the future? No, he isn't. But I like Batwing, though, as a character. But Nightwing, I think, is of the playable characters, Nightwing will be the one I like to play probably the most. Unless Tim Drake is awesome in it or something. I honestly haven't been paying attention to that game because I want to kind of go in blind. Like, I want to... Okay. I mean, they could just... they could expand and have more characters. Luke isn't future... Is it... Who it's... Is it... Who is Future State Batman? Oh my gosh. If they had the entire Bat family, oh, that would be really cool. Tim Fox, that's who it is. Yes. Because I know in the comics, he has a full face cowl. And he... Oh, this is really neat. Because he has the full cowl, and then it gets, like, damaged in a fight, and then his dad ends up finding out that it's him based on that, because he kind of recognizes his face a little bit. But then he kind of encourages him to actually fight with... Because the reason why he keeps it on there is because he wants Batman to seem kind of like monolithic. Like, that it's not a different person. That it's the same Batman that has always been protecting Gotham City. And then, but his dad encourages him to take off the bottom part of the cowl to show them that someone else is taking up the mantle. That the Batman isn't just a person, rather it's an idea. It's an ideal. It's as, you know, the Nolan Batman, it's a symbol that people can take up to, which is kind of the reason why we had, you know, certain Batgirls to do that stuff. I like how Koji is like super giddy. I obtained a sweetheart. They're even better than last week's. I should come here more often. Oh, let's see. Oh, wow. Psy Shock, Ice Beam. What else do we have here? A Dratini? I want a Dratini. Oh, you need so many coins. Let's see if I can win some. Let's Voltarb flip. Oh, okay. Oh, it's like Minesweeper. Okay. So 1... So 2. Uh, 0, 1. So you're probably a Voltorb. Oh, poop. 2, 3, 1, 1. Okay. Let's go again. Okay. Let's see. There's only 1 in this one. Only 1 in this row. 1 in that row. So the chances would be pretty low. Okay. There's only 1 in this row. Chances are low. Ah, poop! Alright, let's do it again. Ah, ha ha ha. Okay. See, I don't remember. What are the 2 and the 1? And the 3. Okay. How do you... What do the numbers mean? Okay. So 0 means there's none in this row. It's like Minesweeper rules. So there's 1 still in this row. 1 still in this row. There are 2 in this row. Oh, okay. So there's 2 in that top row still, I think. No? No. No. Or is that how many spaces are free? No. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate having you. You go have yourself a good little sleepy sleep. I appreciate having you, buddy. Buddy, old pal. All right. We need to figure out what would be... Okay. Let's see. Let's look up the Voltorb flip rules. Voltorb flip strategy. Any point the score is equal to all the numbers you flipped over multiplied together. When you tap a square, okay. This inevitably means that once you flip over a 0, you've lost all your points that can never get them back. But just make the imagery a bit stronger. The zeros are Voltorb that will violently explode into your game immediately. After all, there's no okay. In other words, you don't want to flip over the Voltorb. Meanwhile, the ones don't really matter. Multiplying your score by 1 just keeps it the same. Therefore, the goal of the game is to flip over 2s and 3s on the table. Once you've done that, no matter how many ones are left, you'll get your payout and advance to the next level. If you flip over Voltorb at any point, however, you lose all your winnings in this round, and if the number of squares you flipped before this happens is less than the level you're currently on, you'll drop back to the level corresponding. Okay. That's where the numbers on the bottom and the right and the bottom sides come in. The top number in each of the squares is the sum of all the numbers in that row or column. Meanwhile, the bottom number is the number of Voltorb in that row or column. Okay. And from this, you need to work it out. You've got a memo pad to assist you, which allows you to give any square markers corresponding to a Voltorb, 1, 2, or 3. So There's several rules you can follow to narrow it down for you. Since it would be tiring to write down a row column every time, from now on I'll just use row, horizontal rows, and vertical columns. They are functionally interchangeable, so all the rules, okay. No Voltorb, the first thing you do is to check and see if there's any ones that have no Voltorb. So that's what we did. We did that here. We went through and checked all the no Voltorbs, okay? Flip over the whole row. Okay, only Voltorb. Almost as simple and straightforward. If a row is blank 5, that is, it has 5 Voltorb and no actual numbers, you naturally don't want to flip over any in that. So if the bottom number here is 5, that means there's only Voltorbs there, okay? Total 5. Okay, we're getting to slightly less obvious now. But nonetheless still straightforward. If any row's total and Voltorb numbers add up to 5, then it's clear that the row contains only Voltorb and 1s. Okay, so if it adds up to 5, then it's clear it contains Voltorbs and 1s. So this is just Voltorbs and 1s here on this row. Voltorbs and 1s here. Okay. This is because 5, the total number of squares in the row, minus the Voltorb number, gives the number of squares containing the number. And if that number is the same as the total, then they all inevitably have to be 1s. You could be misled to think that this means the row is irrelevant and you can ignore it, but don't. Yet again, open the memo pad and mark all the remaining, if you haven't flipped over, both Voltorb and 1 marks, to say that they're either Voltorbs or 1s but not 2s. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go. Okay. If any row has 4 Voltorb, which we don't have, one of its squares is a number. Then the total number is equal to that number to be found on the row. Therefore, for every square in the you can have any possibilities. But for 2, 4, okay. Total 6. But you can rule out 3 for any square in a row whose total and Voltorb numbers add up to 6. The reason for this is if you take away any Voltorb squares, this leaves you with 1 less square than the number. So 2 Voltorb squares. Oh, there's 4. Okay. The reason for this, okay, total number, and the only way this can happen is if those squares is 2 and the others are 1s. And yes, this is useful to mark those squares. So it becomes okay, too high for 1s. In a similar fashion to the total 6 rule, sometimes you can eliminate total 6. Ah, yes, okay. So total 6. No. Okay, so I don't want to put anything on there. Similar fashion to the total 6 rule, sometimes you can eliminate the possibility of 1s in a row. This steps if the number of squares is less than or equal to 1/3 of the total number plus 1. There's 1 number square for Voltorb. Huh. This is really, really, like, intense. You can't tell exactly what number a square is hiding. You can tell that it must be some number. That is, it can't be a Voltorb. This happens when out of all possible numbers, the row could have gotten in the total. They all need the square to be included. Like this. It's total 7, so that doesn't help us. There are Voltorb, but not 4 or 5 of them. 1s and 2s and 3s are all possible. Okay. Squares and total. Oh, this is really complicated. Huh. Interesting. It's like really difficult to figure out, but like, okay. So there is 1 Voltorb in this row. There's 1 in this row. There we go. Oh! It's because there's 2. Dang it. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Do I have any zeros? Okay, I have zeros over here. So there's only 1. Okay. There's 3 in this one. There's only 1 here. So let's see. If there's only 1 here, that could be it there, but there has to be 1 here. And there has to be 1 here. So that means that there can't be 1 here. There can't be 1 here. So that means this one has to be over further. So these 6 here are like a minefield. So let's do this. Let's see if my educated guessing. Nope. I was super wrong. Okay. Let's try this again. Look at all these 1s. Okay. There is 1 out of these 3. What does the top number mean again? The top number, let's see, flipped over, okay. You don't flip Voltorb. Well, the bottom number is the number of Voltorb in that column or row. Okay, the top number in each is the sum of all the numbers in that row. So the sum. So that means it's either a 1, it's a 1 and 3 Voltorbs. Okay. This is 2 Voltorbs. You could, I don't like that you can only mark, if it is a Voltorb or not. Okay, let's see. We could do... So this has 2 Voltorbs, and it has a total score of 3. So that means one of these is a 3. But this, it can't be that one, because that one has to be a 1. Okay. But there are 2 Voltorbs. So that means one of them has to be here. Okay. So we know where that Voltorb is. Okay. Let's see this one. So 2 Voltorbs. So that means they're zeros, and one of them has to be a 3. And it can't be that one, because it has to be a 1 up there. Okay. I'm hoping I'm deducing this right. Okay, let's see. So that means one of these is either a 3 or a Voltorb. So let's count. So we've got 1, 2. That can't be a 3 though, because we've already got... Oh, I messed up. Okay, because we've already got 1, 2. So it could either be a 1 or a Voltorb. Okay. So there's 1 Voltorb here. We've already got 2 points. So that means there's 4 left. And we can't do... We could do 3 and 1. Which would make sense if that was 3. So that means this is a Voltorb. Or this is. Oh, hey! Little Clutch coming in with a raid. Thank you. Little Clutch 2, thank you for coming in with a raid of 1 viewer. Hey, if you want to hang out and chat with us, go ahead and hit that follow button. My name is Mr. Retro. Yeah, thank you for coming in. We are trying to figure out this Voltorb flip game, and we're playing some Pokemon Clockwork. It is a fan-made game. Alright, so we've got... So this one's got a lot of points in it. It's mostly because of that 3 there. Okay. So there are 3 Voltorbs here, and only one of them is not. There are 8 points. 1 Voltorb. So if let's say I put a Voltorb here, then that means this would have to be a... This has to be a 1 then. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means this would have to be a 3. Okay. So let's pretend. Let's pretend. So that means that's a 1. Let's do, well, if this one's a 1. Oh, okay. Let's go with some pretend kind of values here. So we've got 1, 1, 1. Okay, let's go with that and pretend that's what it is. Let's make sure we have our... Because this could be a solution. Actually, it can't, because that could only have 1. So we've got to go... Okay. This one can have 2. But that one can't have 2. So we've got 1 there. We've got 2. We've got 2. 1, 1. All right. Let's try it out. Oh! It switched us. It switched us. All right, let's do it again. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I want to reroll. Let's reroll that. Let's reroll that. There we go. I like getting at least one row of zeros to kind of help us get started. Ooh, nice little... Okay, so we've got one. So let's see if we can mark our potentials. So we can have one there. 1, 3. Maybe do that way. Oh. Huh. So 3 there, 1, 1, 1. Let's see, how would that score? So we can only have 2 points. So that could be a 1, okay. Because those would be zeros. Let's see, we've got 1 Voltor, but 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe one of these could be this could be the 2. Let's roll it. Oh! How close were we? Ooh, not close at all. All right, let's hop out of here. Yeah, let's hop out. All right. I'm already dead. Some business. All right, I finally get to walk around in the town. I wanna take a look at some stuff. All right. Pokemon Super Lunar game. That's interesting. Almost done at work, and you're about to go home, and someone drops a stack of paperwork on your desk. Oh my gosh. Very anime. Oh, that's cool. Oh. Okay. Can I use my thing in here? Oh, I can. Ooh, let's see what kind of Pokemon are in his shack. A Remoraid. See if a bite will keep him alive. Nope. All right. Let's get out of here. Let's see if there's any good Pokemon in this little patch. Nothing there. I like to draw outside in my spare time. I like the freedom of creating and not being bound by rules. Very nice. Azumi's house. Interesting. Let's see what she's got to do. Oh. No way. No way. just had the Master Ball laying around in her house? I have to figure out how to clone it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I must know how to cheat in this game. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Wow. That's just the washroom. I can't believe she just had it there, just sitting there in her house. It's the coolest and most not smart thing. You can't cross the street unless you're on the crosswalk. I love it. That's amazing. Trade for any evolution? Oh. Oh, different stones. They have the different stones. Sweet. Pretty typical stuff. Okay. Wow. Okay. I love this. I bet that's where you buy. That's where you can. Those things help evolve Pokemon too. That's so cool. Okay, so Ethereum City is like the place to get your stuff. I guess that makes sense. Mackey's house? Let's go to Mackey's house. Let's see if they have some ridiculous item in their house. Oh, I can go in the wild here. Any good stuff? Any good stuff? No? 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 Alright, whatever. What did she say? So if you want to talk, it'll have to be okay. I was concerned. Book recipes. How interesting. Not as interesting as having a Master Ball in your house. Oh, Hannah's house. I'm sure she will be a guest. Not like an actual guest, but you know. A giant Snorlax doll. That's pretty cool. Look at the other dolls. I miss when, like, you know, like adding dolls to your room in the games. I think that's the kind of stuff was fun. Like, it added a lot to the game without adding a lot to the game. It just added a fun element. Flame Orb. Toxic Orb. What do those do? Are they just like boosting items? It is a bizarre bird on the holder. Huh, why would you want... Is it so, like, when different Pokemon use, like, Thief, when they take it, they get hurt? I bet that's maybe, like, that's what I could see it being used for. But other than that, I'm not sure. Whose house is this? Oh, it's just some random person's house. Another day wasted. Just want to be a belly dancer. Oh, we can dream. Nothing in there. I just can't believe she had the Master Ball just laying around in her house. It's so... it's so ridiculous to me. I really can't fathom much else. But one day. Don't talk about fat cakes. He talked about fat cakes. That's so mean. Why would you talk to someone like that? Some random person's house. Cooking with cherry berries. Oh, Dragon Dance. I'm not going to use it, but thanks anyway. Nothing in there. Gonna skip past the washroom again. Koji's house. Oh, let's actually go inside Koji's house. It's probably gonna be ridiculous. Like, I'm already dreading going into his house. I know what I'm gonna walk into. I just know it. I know it. Jeez. And Jin's house. All right. All right. I think I am going to save it here today. And we're going to switch over here to chat and view. I want to thank everyone for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. I appreciate the raid from Little Clutch too. Always appreciate having more people joining in and having some fun. Check me out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all at Mr. Retro. That's 2 M's, 2 R's, ETRO. That's MMRR, Also, check over on YouTube. This will be posted over there tomorrow at noon. If you did not see the whole thing, let's go looking and see if there are any women. This is March, International Women's Day. We are gonna go raid some women Twitch streamers We're going to go to Hi, it's Kai. Hi, it's Kai is playing some Minecraft. Go be polite at Hi, it's Kai. Let them know that we had some fun here, and we will be seeing you later. Bye.